spoke earlier this week just about how the public perceive you, and I think that the widespread perception within a lot of your victories up to this point have been because of your skill. Is there any satisfaction that you gain in kind of being able to show maybe this side of yourself as a fighter?
I mean, I know what I have in me, and I know that sometimes the general perception is not always accurate. And sometimes you get touted as a cute boxer, or he's slick. I know what I have on the inside of me. I know. I've been doing this my whole life. I get hit with big shots all the time. Sparring, in fights. Sometimes you guys don't see it, maybe because I don't react or wobble or something like that. But I've been biting down for all my life. So I know what I have in me. Just sometimes when something like that happens, the masses get a chance to say, okay, maybe he does have heart, maybe he is more than just a boxer. But I've always known what I had.
Just one more. In the first few rounds, it seems like he was able to kind of land his jab a bit. And his jab, in the first few rounds, it seems like that was landing quite a bit. Then it kind of seemed like maybe he started ducking a little bit more, and maybe taking a step back to avoid it. What is it that you saw that maybe allowed you to kind of find that range?
Oh man, I don't know. It's just things are happening so fast in there. It's hard to explain, but obviously when you get hit with a couple good power jabs, you're not in the right position. Something's not right. When he comes in the Eastern, European system, they keep their hands in place. They don't have any wasted movements. They shoot right where their hands are, and he's very technically sound. And again, he doesn't waste anything. So I think just feinting a little bit more and making him kind of commit and then countering, letting him get ready to load up and take that big leap to throw the big right hand, and then stopping him in the middle of that with a power jab. Just little things like that along the way, I think just got his attention. And then again, just letting him feel good. Like you can feel after you knock the guy down if he's intimidated. You can feel if he's being reluctant, or you can feel if he's got a mentality as if to say, I'm coming to get that back. You can feel it. There's nothing that needs to be said. And I think more than any technical adjustment that I made, he felt it.
Andre, back here in the corner.
Andre, with the electronic urban report, which is EURweb.com, African American News and Entertainment. My question to you is this. First of all, congratulations. You put up a real good fight. There are those in the audience and in the press who believe that you lost. What do you say to those people? And if you should decide to have a rematch, when do you plan to do it?
Well, to the first question, it's a close fight. I can't really argue with, I got to sit down and watch it to really give a clear assessment. He's got fans and supporters. They're not going to agree with the decision. Certain media members aren't going to agree with the decision. It's okay. But I think it's one thing to say a fight was close and I edged it out versus saying that it was a high-rate robbery, which I think they were up here saying a few minutes before we got up here. And of course, they're going to do that as well. It's part of the game. It comes with the territory. And, I hope they're just gracious about it because I did what I had to do to win. So I really don't have anything specific to say about that.
Andre, right here in the middle. Just, like you said, you obviously would like to, blow it out on every round, but with it being such a close fight, can you just talk looking forward? What does that do for your career? Like, have a fight like this that was really exciting that people wanted to see again. What does that do for your career in terms of more marketing, getting more eyes on you, more people wanting to be interested in what you're doing?
I mean, I think it's good. I always want to give the fans a great show. They're paying a lot of money to come, pay tickets, flights, hotels. Obviously, this is my first pay-per-view, so they had to pay to see this fight. And, from the feedback that I'm getting, people enjoy this, so that makes me really, really happy.
Congratulations. Criticism throughout your career for having maybe a less than aesthetically pleasing style. I mean, this time you had just a great fight. How much do you think this really helps you, especially your first fight pay-per-view?
I can barely hear you like the last part. Sorry about that.
This fight was so much more exciting than maybe some people expected. How much do you think that helps your stock as you try to rise in the American star?
I mean, that's what you guys asked for, so that's what you guys got tonight. It's like Sugar Ray, he fought Roberto Duran the first time. I mean, obviously that man, Sugar Ray Leonard, had shown heart. plenty of times in his career up to that point, but that was the first time that the masses and the media said, oh, he's not just this cute golden boy. He actually has heart. And it's unfortunate sometimes that you have to get in fights like that to prove that, but it comes with the territory, and it's okay. And I'm happy. I'm glad the fans enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And maybe that'll put some of the critique to bed about this or about that. So I think it's a bonus. I think it's a plus.
Andre, back here.
Hi, Andre. Congratulations on a huge win. I just have a question for you about inside fighting. It seems to me that inside fighting these days is a bit of a lost art, even at the top level of the sport. And it also seems to be lost on a lot of viewers. And I'd just love to hear from you about why you think that is.
I mean, I don't know why it is, but I'm just thankful that Verge, early in my professional career, he had the foresight to start working on my inside game. I can remember when he first started to introduce me to inside fighting, he put his body vest on, and he'd have his mitts on, and I just rolled my eyes like, man, here we go again. It was just uncomfortable. The things that he was showing me, I wanted to be on the outside, I wanted to be, at range, and all of a sudden, they just started showing up around the Allen Green fight, the Super 6. It started to show up out of nowhere. And he knew I was going to need that in fights like that and in fights like these. I just think it's not worked on enough. I think that's the thing, but I think, it's always been a special art in the sport. If you go back to the older fighters, man, inside fighting was, a staple. And as you saw tonight, when you're fighting a great champion like Kovalev, who loves range and who wants you in a certain spot, you may have to do something different like we did, which is slip inside and disrupt him and wear him down to the body, which we did. So I don't know if I would have won this fight tonight if I didn't have a good inside game. Well, throughout the rounds, like I just said earlier, he kept me in the fight, and I'm in the moment. I kind of sense and feel what's going on, but I don't fully know. He sees it all. He's on the outside. He's the real MVP tonight because he kept me in the fight mentally, and he just told me he had the right amount of intensity. He told me all the right things tonight, and it's just a beautiful thing. I couldn't dream of working with anybody else or being trained by anybody else, and I give him so much credit tonight for this victory.
Hang on, Andre, back here. You were down 5 points on 2 of the scorecards with 6 rounds to go, which makes your comeback without any knockouts or points deducted in your favor kind of one of the more impressive comebacks in a 12-round decision. At what point in the fight did you feel it was starting to turn your way?
I mean, I knew I was closing the gap. I just didn't know for sure. We see some crazy things in boxing, but I knew he didn't want to fight on the inside. He wanted to hold on the inside. He didn't want to exchange. Every now and again, he'd throw a body shot. So I knew I was becoming effective. I could sense him being drained. I could tell. And, Verge doing a good job, during the round to remind me, don't let him rest. Don't let him get comfortable. Yeah, definitely.
Back here, Andre, again.
Hey, congratulations, Andre. This is
Thank you, Smitty.
This is kind of for you and Verge. At the end of the day, this fight was so close, and the young lady here brought up a good point about the inside fighting, something that you taught me a little bit about in our in-ring. It boiled down to it was really close, but it was about who was doing more of what they wanted to do after the 4 criteria. And I felt you were doing more after round 5 of what you wanted to do. We could talk about that, and I'd like to hear Verge's comments on that as well. I had a 115, 113 SOG.
I appreciate that, Smitty. Thank you. That's pretty much exactly what it was. I was able to do what I wanted to do, which was dictate mid-range and dictate inside. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but these are championship fights. These are, former champion, current champion, fighting each other. The margin is slim. It's not always going to be a Picasso type of performance, but you have to find those ebbs, those flows, those niches, and ride him as long as you can. And tonight I saw he did not want to be inside. I saw that I could slip inside quickly. I was trying to break his hold, it didn't work. And we were very effective. I was hitting with some clean body shots in there. Those body shots with a 10-ounce glove, they're gonna drain you. I don't care who you are. And he just slowly went down. So when he tried to make his run, I think in the 11th or 12th, you know, he didn't really have the steam that he wanted to have on the punches, and you know, boiled down to who wanted it more. And I think me getting up and him sensing and feeling that he's still in this fight, he's not discouraged, also drained him and took some of his confidence.
And Virgil on that as well. I'd like to hear his comments. Thanks.
Thanks, Smitty. I have to echo what Andre said. You know, it's funny when you have this persona, this percussion persona, and we're willing to engage you on the inside, but it's obvious that they had planned not to fight on the inside at all every time. Whenever a fighter grabs you in headlocks, he don't want to fight on the inside and hold him and push him and shove him back. If he would have fought on the inside and been that what he was supposed to be, we would have saw a different fight, and I don't have a problem saying that. But he did not want to fight on the inside, despite being supposedly being the stronger fighter, the nastier fighter, and the bigger puncher. He did not want to fight on the inside. So I told Dre his jab was going to be the most effective punch, and then later on he'll get the body shots to make sure that they were clean. Sergey showed that heart and that aggression, but it wasn't effective aggression after 6. He was just throwing without really thought, not setting up anything. He was just throwing, so he started leaving himself open for clean punches, and I think that was the difference.